What is your English level right now? Let's find out. I'm going to ask you 30 questions. Keep track of how many you answer correctly, and at the end of this video, you'll know your English CEFR level. Let's get started. The first 10 questions are beginner level. You'll see 3 sentences, and you should pick the one that uses English correctly. Ready? Question 1. Mary don't like spicy food. Mary isn't like spicy food. Mary doesn't like spicy food. Mary doesn't like spicy food is correct. To make a sentence negative in the simple present tense, we use don't for I, you, we, and they, and doesn't for he, she, and it. Mary doesn't like spicy food. Question 2. This book is bigger than that one. This book is more big than that one. This book is the biggest than that one. This book is bigger than that one is correct. When we compare two things, we usually add "er" to an adjective. Fast, faster. Big, bigger. Easy, easier. But watch out, if a word has 3 or more syllables, we use the word more instead. Difficult, more difficult. Interesting, more interesting. Beautiful, more beautiful. This book is bigger than that one, but that book is more interesting than this one. Question 3. Paul has a meeting in Monday. Paul has a meeting on Monday. Paul has a meeting at Monday. Paul has a meeting on Monday is correct. When talking about the days of the week, we use on. Paul has a meeting on Monday. Question 4. I bought an umbrella. I bought an umbrella. I bought umbrella. I bought an umbrella is correct. We use a before words that start with a consonant sound. A car. A banana, a house. But we use an before words that start with a vowel sound. An apple, an idea, an umbrella. Question 5. I think it rains tonight. I think it will rain tonight. I think it is raining tonight. I think it will rain tonight is correct. To talk about things that will happen in the future, we can use the future tense. Will plus a verb. I will call you tomorrow. She will arrive next week. I think it will rain tonight. Question 6. That phone is mine. That phone is my. That phone is to me. If a possessive comes right before a noun, we say my phone, your phone, his phone, her phone, our phone, their phone. But if a possessive isn't connected to a noun, we say that phone is mine, is yours, is his, is hers, is ours, is theirs. Question 7. Did you saw the movie yesterday? Did you see the movie yesterday? Have you seen the movie yesterday? Did you see the movie yesterday is correct. When we're talking about an action that happened at a specific time in the past, like yesterday, we use the simple past tense. I went, he ate, you saw. And to make that a question, we use did plus the base verb. Did you go? Did he eat? Did you see the movie yesterday? Question 8. There is some money on the table. There are some monies on the table. There is many money on the table. There is some money on the table is correct. Money is an uncountable noun like news or air, so it's always singular. And the word many refers to multiple countable items. many houses, or many people. But we can use some with both countable and uncountable nouns. There are some people at the party. There is some money on the table. Question 9. Her spoke to him this morning. She spoke to he this morning. He spoke to her this morning. When a pronoun is the subject of a sentence, we use subject pronouns. I, you, he, she, we, you, they. And when a pronoun is the object of a verb or a preposition, we use object pronouns. Me, you, him, her, us, them. He spoke to her this morning. Question 10. They have lived here for 5 years. They have lived here since 5 years. They have lived here from 5 years. They have lived here for 5 years is correct. We use for to talk about a whole period of time. They have lived here for 5 years. We use since to talk about a starting point. We have been friends since 2020. We use until to talk about an ending point. She works until 6 p.m. Congratulations, you've now completed the beginner section of the test. If you answered 7 or more of those questions correctly, your English is likely level A1. If you answered 9 or more correctly, you're at least level A2. And by the way, if you want to speak better English in just 2 weeks, I've built the perfect app for you, Captain English. Because the only way to get better at actually speaking English is practice. But with Captain English, you don't need to pay for a teacher, because you can chat with the world's best AI English tutor anytime you want. And there's so much more than that. Flashcards, audiobooks, podcasts, everything you need to become a truly confident English speaker. Captain English is launching later this month. But if you want to get early access, go to captainenglish.com, type in your email address, and get ready for an English app that's like nothing you've ever seen. And now we'll begin the intermediate portion of the test. Again, you should choose the correct sentence. Question 1. You must to finish your homework. You must finishing your homework. You must finish your homework. You must finish your homework is correct. Must is a modal verb, like can, should, will, and might. And when a modal verb is followed by another verb, we don't use the infinitive. Instead, we use the base verb. I can go. We might be late. You must finish your homework. Question 2. Janet never gives attention in class. Janet never pays attention in class. Janet never throws attention in class. Janet never pays attention in class is correct. To pay attention is a collocation, or a pair of words that often go together in English. And when someone is listening closely to another person, we say they are paying attention. Question 3. Have you ever traveled to Asia? Did you ever travel to Asia? Have you ever traveled to Asia? Have you ever traveled to Asia is correct. We use the present perfect tense to talk about the past generally. In other words, when we're not talking about a specific time in the past. And the structure is always the same. We say have or has plus the past participle of a verb. Has she ever driven a car? Has he ever played volleyball? Have you ever traveled to Asia? Question 4. If we walk slowly, we'd be late. If we walk slowly, we'll be late. If we walk slowly, we'd have been late. In this sentence, we have a condition that could really happen if we walk slowly. So we need to use the first conditional structure, which is if plus present simple tense followed by an outcome in the future tense. If she gets the job, she'll be happy. If he exercises every day, he'll get stronger. If we walk slowly, we'll be late. Question 5. Anna speaks English more fluently than her brother. Anna speaks English fluenter than her brother. Anna speaks English more fluent than her brother. Anna speaks English more fluently than her brother is correct. In this sentence, we're comparing how Anna and her brother speak. And speak is a verb, so we need an adverb to modify it. Fluently. And we always use the word more when comparing with an adverb. My dad drives more carefully than I do. We can lift the box more easily if we work together. Question 6. To play video games is my favorite hobby. Playing video games is my favorite hobby. To playing video games is my favorite hobby. Playing video games is my favorite hobby is correct. When a verb is the subject of a sentence, we almost always use the ing form, or the gerund. Reading relaxes me. Traveling helps people understand the world. Playing video games is my favorite hobby. Question 7. My wife is practically a vegetarian. She hardly ever eats meat. She hardly never eats meat. She never hardly eats meat. She hardly ever eats meat is correct. Hardly ever is a set phrase in English, and it means to do something very rarely. We hardly ever watch TV. Maria hardly ever takes a vacation. My wife hardly ever eats meat. Question 8. Angela always says what's on her mind. She doesn't beat above the bush, beat around the bush, beat beyond the bush. She doesn't beat around the bush is correct. To beat around the bush is an idiom that means to avoid saying something directly. Angela always says what's on her mind. She doesn't beat around the bush. Question 9. Paul should have told his parents sooner. Paul should have tell his parents sooner. Paul should have been telling his parents sooner. Paul should have told his parents sooner is correct. We use should have plus a past participle to criticize someone or to express a regret. We should have taken the bus. I should have eaten less. Paul should have told his parents sooner. Question 10. Excuse me, could you drop off me at the station? Could you drop me at the station off? Could you drop me off at the station? Could you drop me off at the station is correct. The phrasal verb to drop off means to take something or someone to a location. But when phrasal verbs refer to a pronoun, that pronoun always goes in the middle. Pick you up. Take it out. Let us in. Could you drop me off at the station? Congratulations, you've now completed the intermediate section of the test. If you answered 7 or more of those questions correctly, your English is likely level B1. If you answered 9 or more correctly, you're probably level B2. And now we'll begin the advanced section of the test. Good luck. Question 1. Wow, it's boiling today, isn't it? Wow, it's boiling today, is it? Wow, it's boiling today, it is? It's boiling today, isn't it, is correct. When the weather is very hot, English speakers like to say it's boiling. And we use question tags like isn't it to confirm something with another person or to make sure it's true. And to make a question tag, we always use an auxiliary verb like have, can, or be in the negative form. You've seen this movie, haven't you? She can speak German, can't she? It's boiling today, isn't it? Question 2. The film's ending was open to interpretation and more than a little meticulous, erroneous, ambiguous. The word ambiguous means unclear or difficult to pin down. Someone who's meticulous pays close attention to detail, and something erroneous is incorrect. Question 3. Come next June, we will have been living here for a decade. Come next June, we have lived here for a decade. Come next June, we will be living here for a decade. Come next June, we will have been living here for a decade is correct. The future perfect continuous, will have been verbing, shows the length of an ongoing action up to a certain point in the future. Next week, he will have been working there for 6 months. This fall, they will have been dating for 5 years. Come next June, we will have been living here for a decade. Question 4. Miriam's dream of becoming a famous singer never quite turned up, panned out, kicked off. To pan out means to develop in a successful way. To turn up means to appear unexpectedly. And to kick off means to begin. Question 5. To have wasted 2 hours, Tom finally started his essay. He had wasted 2 hours, Tom finally started his essay. Having wasted 2 hours, Tom finally started his essay. We can use having plus a past participle to express that one action finished before a second action began. Having finished our entrees, we ordered dessert. Having spent a year abroad, Sheila decided to come home. Having wasted 2 hours, Tom finally started his essay. Question 6. The website recommends applying at least 6 months in advance. The website recommends to apply at least 6 months in advance. The website recommends that applying at least 6 months in advance. When a verb is followed by another verb, the second verb can either be an infinitive, to eat, or a gerund, eating. But recommend is always followed by a gerund. I recommend going. They recommend trying. The website recommends applying. Question 7. Nelson Mandela is such an inspiring individual. Nelson Mandela is such inspiring an individual. Nelson Mandela is so an inspiring individual. Nelson Mandela is such an inspiring individual is correct. The word such modifies a noun or noun phrase. Such a good movie, such a clean apartment, such an inspiring individual. The word so modifies an adjective or an adverb. The movie was so good. This apartment is so clean. Nelson Mandela is so inspiring. Question 8. At the end of the trial, the judge asked the jury, have you placed a verdict? Have you found a verdict? Have you reached a verdict? To reach a verdict is another English collocation, and it means that a jury has decided the outcome of a court case. Question 9. The bride had a huge smile on her face. She looked completely emphatic, ecstatic, erratic. She looked completely ecstatic, meaning very happy, is correct. Emphatic comes from the word emphasis, and it means forceful. She denied the allegations emphatically. And erratic means unpredictable. Our neighbor's behavior has been a little erratic lately. Question 10. Whatever challenging the test might seem, just remember you're well prepared. Whenever challenging the test might seem, just remember you're well prepared. However challenging the test might seem, just remember you're well prepared. The word however is usually used as a conjunction meaning but. I like Indian food, however, I don't eat it very often. But, however, can also be an adverb that means no matter how. As in, however long the flight is, however old that car looks, however challenging the test might seem, just remember you're well prepared. Congratulations, you've now finished the advanced portion of the test. If you answered 7 or more questions correctly, your English is likely at a C1 level. And if you answered 9 or more questions correctly, you're probably at a C2 level. Well done. And remember to go to CaptainEnglish.com to improve your English speaking skills in just 2 weeks. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.